Hello there, and how you doing? I am Ravie Davie here, the Fresh Prince of the Royal Square, and I'm joined with my partner
Georgia.
And this is episode 4 of the 10 year in podcast, or 10 years in podcast, sorry, should I say. And we are here today to bring you some a bit more structure than that. We've got notepad and this bit there. We are full itinerary, everything that we want to do today, and she's going to take it away.
That's because I've got structure and you don't have structure. So yes, welcome back to episode 4. Hopefully if you've made it this far, you're enjoying it, and we are making you laugh. We're just trying to be as down to earth and as honest as possible. If you're watching this for the first time, then please go back and recap and watch episodes 1, 2 and 3 that
That's
are
a full library.
Yep, that's on YouTube and Spotify. You can catch us there. But thank you all for your support so far. It's been great. It's been a quick 4 weeks. I feel like the Mondays used to be a slog every time it came round, but now it's quite exciting to know that you're coming along here every Monday. We get to spend some time with each other because we're barely with each other.
I know it's meant on it. Actually, had to start a podcast so I could get to spend a couple of hours with my missus, man. I'm that busy. But I've actually told her I need to stop mentioning how I'm busy. One of my pals said that they've got to play a drinking game every time I mention I've got ADHD or I say I'm busy, and you would be drunk in the first 10 minutes. So we really need to stop mentioning how busy I'm.
It really is your war cry, and I always say to you as well, you put the B in busy. You think you are the busiest man in the world. Nobody's any busier than you. It's just that, like, it doesn't matter how busy anybody's been out there.
I'm actually going to stop it as well, right? Because I was listening to a podcast. The guy in the podcast said about how he used to do it, and nobody ever turns around and goes like, "Oh, that's brilliant, you're up here busy." Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody actually cares. No, I mean, obviously, like, I'm working, I'm busy. If anything's probably the opposite. People are like, fucking get a grip, enjoy yourself, let your hair done, man.
I think most of the
let
people
the last of that hair you've got done, Ravie.
Most people as well can see, if you're busy, people can see that and they know that, but you don't need to keep like saying it out to the world. We get it.
I don't even mean it's not that I'm boasting. I'm just I'm busy. And
I think sometimes about 40-50% of your questions and your replies on your TikTok is just you telling people how busy you are. I can't post videos anymore. I'm too busy. I'm busy. But anyway, we'll no slate you the full time we're here. But cheers, as David said, we have got a bit of structure tonight, just because once David has actually woke up and he's brought some suggestions along the podcast, which I will say are pretty good, and we've also done what we said we were going to do, and we went and done a food review.
It was good, I know. So I know that gone and doing it. I mean, I'm not saying the food was, I mean, getting to go out and actually have dinner together, which we don't actually get to do either. So this is another thing that's came for the podcast, actually spending a bit more time with each other. So that's a bonus straight away, but on you go, sorry.
Many times you got to apologise for interrupting.
That's the last. Fuck it, I don't care if I apologise. If I interrupt.
So after we stopped recording last Monday, we were speaking to Curtis and we were chatting about Thundercat, plural. Thundercat, and me, Bo and David went along on Saturday. So after we left the studio last Monday, I booked it, and it was all agreed that we were going on Saturday. Yep. So Bo was looking forward to it as well.
5:45.
That was right. And David arrives home for the food with a limp. And I thought, here we go, he's had an injury. Right, we don't want to see the...
I don't want to see my wee bandage. Look, got a wee foot support. You can't see the work limping a bit, so here you go.
So we had agreed to go to... I've lost my train of thought.
So I came round with a limp, and the reason that I had a limp is because I own the wrestling school, and sometimes I'm very impulsive. The crash mat was lying outside the ring, and I went and jumped on the middle rope and done a moonsault / backflip to the outside of the ring and landed on the crash mat. But as I landed on the crash mat, my foot went slap right off the ground, and it's very, very sore. It was actually at first I got up and obviously adrenaline gone through me, and that I walked it off, right, all good, right, sound, we're all good, right, that's no bother. Got rid of the house, sat down for a bit, and then when I get up I could not walk for the life of me, honestly. It was actual I was in tears. I've got bruising all over the front of my foot now. I don't have anything broke or anything like that because I can like walk and stuff now, and I've obviously felt a bit. So that should be all good. But obviously that was a terrible start to the food review.
So me and Bo had to go on the subway with David, and he limped the full way facing Enoch's all the way around to Thundercat, and I think every second person stopped to ask if Ravie Davie was alright, and I think he just lapped up the attention, to be honest with you, because at one point you were walking fine all day the day, and you've come in here, you've saw Curtis and you've started limping.
Shite, man.
And Curtis is like, oh, have you hurt your foot?
No, I mean,
And he was like, he's been fine.
That's lies.
Right, so how was the food? What did we get?
Right, so what we got right is we got a feast. Obviously, we got ourselves mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Georgia got mac and cheese. Bo got mac and cheese. I got a big Chicago style deep dish pizza. So it had like Italian sausage. Asked them for pepperoni on it. They had Peregrino, big bits of pizza. No, I had no pizza, obviously. A big bit of it's a fucking pizza. A big bits of tomato. So I had that. It was very, very good. It was just basically the Chicago town pizzas you get, the microwavable ones. It's like a big version of that. That's what it is. It's a Chicago style pizza. We got lasagna bites.
Yeah.
We got
basically half the menu. I think the guy thought David was kidding on when he kept he was asking for more things. And
we
the guy was like,
got salt and chili chicken loaded fries in all real class.
Yep, halloumi bites.
Halloumi bites.
And Bo wanted garlic pizza bread.
We got garlic pizza bread and also we got all sorts of stuff. The main course was obviously the big massive pizza. I ate that myself. It was too much for me. It feeds 3 or 4 pizza people. I ate 2 slices of myself. Georgia had the mac and cheese, so did Bo. Tasted that. I enjoyed that. The chips, I don't know, I would have preferred the loaded. The way they cooked it, I think they put the curry sauce on the chips and then put it in the oven or something like that. Which I would prefer the curry sauce on after it was made. Do you know what I mean? So that you can actually get the sauce in. It was like hardened. That wasn't really ideal. The lasagna bites were a bit overcooked. A lot it was sticking to the wee tray. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. I thought it was a bit rich.
It was a bit.
But the macaroni was lovely. It was nice and crispy on the top. But I don't know if mine and Bo's were just maybe a side, because it was like small and this wee.
It was just the 550 one you got.
Yeah, and we just shared the chips. But I agree with you about the loaded fries that you got. Also, I think the pizza would have been nice, but the toppings just weren't to my.
To you like now? See, with the pizza,
you done well, to be fair. You ate quite a lot of that.
What I would say with the pizza is that's the only size you get of them. I think they should. I don't know if because you obviously do get the wee Chicago town pizza ones, but see if you could get like a smaller size, it would be ideal, because obviously you spend it's like 17, 18 quid for a pizza, and it was only I knew it was only got me was eating it, but I wanted to go and experience that's the main selling point of the restaurant. It's a big deep dish pizza, so it's like I know I'm going to go and waste it, and I'm not one of these people that like taking pizzas home and eating it the next day and stuff like that, especially when I'm trying to eat as healthy-ish as possible. Not I mean, I'm an athlete. I'm fucking on that one. We're so fit. But athlete's fit. Not myself.
That was such a bad joke. Your jokes are actually getting worse as you get older. It's so bad.
Right,
but all in all, I really enjoyed it.
I know it was really good, but I would say they should have smaller pizzas, and they should have the curry sauce, the chips, and maybe the lasagna bites. I don't know, they stuck to that wee thing. I think it would have been better if they stuck to that.
The place was absolutely mobbed.
I know,
and like you had to give the table back within an hour and a half, which I think is quite standard these days when it is mobbed. And I would go back.
I know, definitely. I would say an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is what I'd rate it.
And then basically,
smaller pizza,
because David had sat down for that hour and a half, the sore foot had then got 10 times worse, I would say.
I was honestly nearly greeting when I was walking home, man. And I was actually leaning on Bo. I was actually leaning on the vein, man.
He hobbled all the way back to St Enoch's, taking...
I actually was starting to think it was broken, to be fair.
Taking wee breaks every couple of minutes.
Nah, it was so
and then this wee woman came up to him and tried to talk to him and make sure he was alright, and you were so horrible to her.
I wasn't horrible. I was
You're
just
like, just go.
No, I was like, honestly, but she's obviously sitting in a conversation. My fit's killing me. I'm just like, excuse me, I'm alright, could you leave me, please? She's obviously wanting to like She just wanted to talk to me for, you know what I mean?
I said to David, don't do that.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, people, you know what I mean? But one of my biggest pet peeves is like people doing their nosy when they don't need it. Like, see when you're stuck in traffic for heavy ages on the motorway, and then you get to and then you're like, what's the hold up? And then you see all these people looking at the other side of the road because there was a crash. There's nothing to even do with them, man. You just sat in there at the traffic for half an hour because you're idiots. It's not, I mean, I'm not saying that the old one was an idiot, to be fair, not, I mean, that's not, but I just say, like, just mind your own business, man. I've got so fit, wow.
I said to David,
I'm not gushing our blood, I'm not being stabbed or anything like, I don't need it, I'm cool, you know what I mean? But thanks for your concern.
I said to David, don't say that to her. Like, you might be the only person she spoke to all day. And, you know, Karma bit him so fucking quick in the arse because we got on the subway and she was sitting next to us. And Ebbo was like, David, there's your friend. To
be fair, then she was away talking to everybody else, know what I mean?
Just enjoying herself.
I've not been on the subway for years. She's like, I'm got eyebrows, can you tell me when I need to get off? No.
Exactly, just needing a bit of help, you know.
I support, so that's what I'm saying, fair enough. So it's what I'm saying, I was telling her to go and get her help. She didn't need to waste her time helping me, man. I'm a big boy, I can help myself. Go and you get your help in.
Just you say that, whatever makes you feel better.
Whatever makes you feel better. Anyway, I'm going to stop for a wee quick ad. It's not actually technically an ad, right? But I went and jammed on the TikTok shop train, right? And you get 24 of these bad boys for about 24 quid. So that's £1 each. So go in my TikTok shop and get it, right?
I actually love this because the door went on Friday and it was a parcel and it was for David and he's opened it all excited. Turns out it's 24 cans of Monster, and I've went up to bed, and when I've come down the next day, he's never in his life has he put any shot on my way in the fridge, but he's decided to pack 24 cans of Monster in the fridge. I says, where do you want any of the food to go? There was nothing else. You couldn't fit anything else in the fridge for all these cans.
I thought I was doing good or not. I mean,
no.
That's what I'm saying. I can't do the right thing for doing the wrong thing or whatever it is, not I mean.
Right, so anyway, we'll move on because David has brought this fantastic suggestion to the podcast.
That's actually a good segment.
And I can't wait because I nearly swapped in my wee notepad for an A4 notepad, and then I thought to myself, Curtis hasn't got enough time in the day to be able to let me sit here and discuss what it is we're going to discuss, so you want to open it up?
I just thought obviously it would be a couples podcast and try to get a lot more engagement with people and talk about more topics and stuff. I think it would be good if me and Georgia were to speak about what irritates us about each other and maybe see if anybody else if anybody else relates to it, or if anybody else has other suggestions of what could be irritating from your partner. So Georgia's making it as if she's got tons of things to say about me, so I think she should maybe go first.
No, I'm going to let you go first because I want to see how much you're going to go in first.
Nah, I'm not going to go in
before I go in.
But one of my biggest things, right, one of the things that really, what, 3 you said?
Right, 3.
Right, one of the biggest things that pisses me off, right, really does my head in, right, is when Georgia moans at me all the time, right, about no tidying up, no doing this, no doing that, right, and see, anytime I go to do it, anytime I try my hardest, I swear to God, if I one time I'll make a wee attempt to do it, try my fucking hardest, think I've done good, man. It's never good enough, man. It's never to your standard. It's never clean enough, man. It's never, and then you just get moaned at for doing. You get moaned at for doing it, and you get moaned at for no doing it. No, I mean, you shouldn't have bothered. What's the point in doing that? But that's what you think. No, I mean, people buzzing, can't wait. No, I mean, wanting to show off, and then she moans and all, and then when you do that as well, then she moans and all about you showing it. You obviously think you've done something good, so you're like, oh, whatever. And then she'll say, when I tidy up the house, do I want you to fucking, do I want your president? No, right, I get that, but I never asked you to tidy up the house, not when you asked me to do it, so I'm just showing you I've done it. So that's one of my big irritations, getting slagged about no helping around the house, but when you actually do help around the house, it's never good enough and you get made to feel shit for no help around the house.
I actually said to Curtis before we came on that David better watch because I do everything for you, so you better tread carefully. But that was no bad. You're like that way when you're younger and you want your ma, your dad, your granny, whoever to come and look at the good job you've done, so you like clean the kitchen, then shout me and you just stand there all happy, right? And I'm like, that's the way it should be. You don't need to get praise
no,
for doing things that
I'm not saying that it's praise, mate. I'm just showing you that it's done.
Practice of life. But it's because it's such something that you don't do that frequently, you feel really overjoyed with yourself that you've actually been an adult for at least an hour.
No, it's like you said, bullet puppies, so I just want you to pat me.
Okay, right,
like
first
Mars.
one for me. What? What did you say?
I said I just want you to pat me for not like Mars, because dogs like that.
What's wrong with you? Curtis looks disgusting. I love this seat that I sit on because I can see Curtis's expression and reactions all the time, whereas David can't see it and it's going on. Right, so my first one for you is that, so this is one actually your pals would agree with me on, because it was them that kind of brought this one to light for me, is that you blame me for everything when I'm not there. So in wrestling, basically, if somebody asks you a question that you're uncomfortable with, you then say, I'll need to ask Georgia, which basically means, and then you'll turn around and tell people that I've said no, but I'm never actually aware of the conversation has happened. So, what you got silent for?
What do you mean about that?
So I basically get the blame for everything, even though a lot of the time I'm not aware of the conversation, because you can't have.
That's what they'll just make that up. Obviously, they think
They'll say, "Oh, can we do a show in whatever hall?" And you'll be like, "Oh, I don't know. I'll need to ask Georgia," but that conversation will never get ran past me.
Obviously,
then,
I'd like to do as many shows as I can. That's like.
That was just an example.
Right, fair.
Okay.
Right, so second one for you, right? And this one, well, it's not the biggest thing ever, right? But it just really annoys me. Is obviously whenever I go to watch or a video on TikTok, right? I'm obviously I'm quite invested. I think it's very funny, and I'll say to her, Georgia, why watch this? And I'm sitting showing her it, right? Showing her the video, and then you know what she does? She doesn't give a fuck. She's watching. She's sitting looking at her phone. She's sitting maybe finding a bit of a wee notepad. Like, that's not what I mean. What I'm trying to show her. She's sitting doing that, and I think obviously that's very rude. I don't think that's not. I mean, I'm trying to share what's making me laugh and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you know for a fact if she hears me laughing and she doesn't know what I'm laughing at, she'll be fucking. I'll make you laughing at. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm trying to show her obviously what it's all about, and then when I show her, she doesn't care. I think that's quite rude. Anybody else remember this one?
Because they're rubbish sometimes.
No, they're not.
Quite a lot of the time it's all
the
about
25 that you send me a day, you know what I mean? I need to watch all the time when I'm fucking hung, drawed and quartered. Is that funny?
Well, don't reply in.
I fucking won't.
Right, okay, well I'll take that one because that does happen, but it's just sometimes my attention span goes and I'm like, get to the punchline.
So he's gay, ADHD, know you. Shut it.
I must be rubbing off on you. Right, okay, next one for me, and I think this is all guys, by the way, so this will be interesting to see people's reaction, because I feel like I've saw this. I feel like I've saw other people talking about this before, is that when I ask you 2 questions, you'll only ever reply to the last one. So I'll say to you, like, for a talking sake, what do you want for dinner and what time did you go to the gym at? You'll just write back 6 o'clock. But there was 2 questions. But I feel like you do that so many times in a week. It's as if you can't answer 2 things at the one time. Quite a lot of time what I'll do is I'll say, what do you want for dinner? And then I'll write, what time did you go to the gym at? But I'll wait until you reply to the first question first before I send the next one, because I don't think your brain capacity has got.
I'm just trying to prolong the conversation, you know what I mean? So you can keep talking.
But why?
What? Because what's the point? That's 2 answers and the one go.
I know. Kill 2 birds with the one stone.
Right, well, that brings me to something that annoys you. It's kind of similar, right? Really, really bugs me, right, is whenever I'm travelling back from somewhere, right, say I'm on a bus or something like that, Georgia asks me where I'm at, I just say I'm on a bus. Georgia will be like, where, but? Where are you? What street you on? Or what do you need to know for I'm on the bus? I'm coming home. Why do I need to fucking give you an exact location that I'm in fucking?
I'm the one that's in the house waiting to make your dinner.
I'm at Paisley Road West, or I'm at Govan Cross. Who cares, man? I'm on the bus coming home, man. That's it. I've said it. I'm on the bus. Who gives a fuck?
So David's one of the ones like, Who are you talking to? Somebody. Somebody. Like, oh, don't ask me because I've got pals and you've no. That's what, like, everything's a big secret when there's no secrets going on. I'm like, just say the person's name. Now you'll be like, who you on the phone to? Oh, Hingway. Hingway who's Hingway?
Who's Hingway, my pal?
Exactly, but you don't say the name, and then that then brings on more questions. But
try to prolong the conversation.
That's pathetic. Sorry, that's rubbish.
Let's try to talk to you, man.
Right, okay, this one is really one that's a dumpable offence. But at the grand age of 30, you still pee in the toilet seat.
Happens, man.
Right, what?
Happens, man.
No, it doesn't happen.
Oh, we put up.
What? You don't?
I do.
You're so quiet, so what's your thoughts on that?
Right, sometimes you wake up in the morning, you think it's done, you're in a half sleep, mate. I don't know how to explain it.
It's because you're trying to watch your phone, watch the crappy videos you're talking about. They two things at one time.
Watch them. Some days they watch them, man.
No, that's probably one of the worst ones. I feel like a lot of women suffer for that.
I know the worst one ever, actually, worse than
what we were doing free.
No
pads, no prepared for.
Here's an added bonus, right? So this is one I know for a fact all guys get this one, right? So obviously, definitely all your partners out there will want to spend time, you watch telly, right? Watch something on Netflix or that. You agree to date, right? Stick something on. You've never seen it before, ever in your life. Never once in your life have you watched this movie or this series or anything. And yet your partner thinks that you actually directed it. No, I mean you actually filmed this film yourself. You wrote the script. You know what's got to happen every 2 minutes of this. For honestly, man, you've got a run sheet sitting on your phone. You can tell it every 2 seconds what's happening here. Who's that? Who's he related? I don't know. I'm actually watching this at the exact same time as you. Actually thinking you know more about it than me because the people in your work have been talking about it. I'm watching this. I'm getting here raw, mate. I don't know anything about this. I've not heard about it on the telly. Nothing like I'm just watching this programme, same as you. I don't know who Jemima's dad is, alright? I'm watching. This is my first time meeting Jemima. No, I mean, so that's my thing. I think that's a sackable offence. Know what I mean? It's murder. Just sit down and maybe if you didn't ask so many fucking questions, you'd know who her fucking dad is.
That's fair. To be fair, I do that, but the reason, one, right, I'm got to stick up for myself here, right? One, you don't read the blurb on Netflix. You just go like that, oh, here you will pick that one. And then you don't. Now on Netflix it'll give you like a quick wee sentence about it. You don't read that. And then you just expect me to start watching. How, Matt? I need to know. Like, what's expected to happen? Is it scary? Am I got to laugh? Am I got to sign up late? Like, I need to know a bit of information. Also, you click onto things dead quickly and I don't. Like, the punchline could be right in front of my face and I still wouldn't see it. Whereas when we're like 15, 20 minutes into watching something, you know the ending.
I'm not heavy with it. I'm heavy with it.
So,
shit
I feel like sometimes...
Obviously, I don't go like, I think this has got to happen, but...
I feel like sometimes as well, I'm like, what's the point in watching this with him? Because he already knows what's happened. We could be on the last episode, 5 seconds left, and I still won't know what's going on. I won't know who Jemima's dad is. Sometimes I'm probably thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner the next day.
Right, fair enough, but I'm just saying it's a bugbear, and maybe if you didn't ask the questions and you did pay attention, you'd know.
Maybe.
So that's on your wee list.
Well, I'll take your feedback on board.
Good.
Always good for improvement.
Right,
always room for improvement. Can I? I'm scared in case I whack this mic out the way.
That plankton again.
You nearly knocked the telly off for last time.
That was last week. Well, that's another day. People haven't seen that yet. Right.
No, that was on the episode 2.
Was it?
David's not been watching the episodes back.
I've actually been watching them back on 3 different platforms. Not have 2 separate YouTube accounts.
You just said the house before we came down here.
No, I've been listening to them.
Right, okay.
I listen to Spotify while putting the YouTube up on the laptop and my phone.
Right, okay. Okay, we'll let him away with it.
So, farming views.
So, we are interested to know what type of things irritates you about your partner. Hopefully, a couple that have come up tonight make us seem a bit more normal, because I feel like a lot of lassies do that with asking a load of questions.
Well, stop it and watch. Pay attention, man. Right? Fuck's sake, she doesn't want to watch it.
Right, okay, so I don't think we covered many questions last week, but one question that has came up is about George's career. Not about Ravie Davie for once.
Well, it is about you as well as me, aren't it? This is why we're doing this, so that's a good
You could have fooled me.
There you go.
So somebody had said that they hear a lot about Ravie Davie's career all the time, but Georgia, can you talk about yours?
I actually got a new career to be fair on this TikTok shop, remember? Get your cans a monster.
What?
The video.
I said to you it's all about you and you can't help yourself. It's like me, I, self.
No, I just splashed that in my face. Huh?
That's what you get.
Karma. There you go.
What
job do you do?
What do I do, David?
You manage a team of admin people in First Mortgage.
No.
In Finniston. No, Finniston, Bailston.
No.
What you doing?
No, so, well, yes.
Oh, you sell insurance now, no?
Yeah. Okay. So,
And mortgages, know you, but you work with people that do it.
Yeah. So, right now I work in a team and we sell insurance. So, I've not always done that. But I first started off working in the National Savings Bank in Pollock, which was gone back, which must have been
30, 40 years ago.
At any opportunity you want to say that I'm old.
No, it's just a wee bit.
You just love it, don't you? Mm-hmm. So I worked in the National Savings Bank, which was just temporary. When I actually went to school, I actually went for the interview for that when I was 15 and started the following week when I turned 16. So I was in fifth year at school, and then I would finish school and go and work in the savings bank from 6 till 10 at night. And I'd done that 5 days a week. So at the end of fifth year, I thought, right, okay, I'll go and work there full time, which was be 9 till 5. But again, that was only temporary. The savings bank was going to shut down, so I started applying for other sort of admin roles because that was the only experience I'd had since I'd left school. I didn't get any specific qualifications or anything that helped me in my job. I just applied for different banks and I started working in Santander in 2009, and initially the job just started off as an admin role, where I remember when I got the job I was only 17 and my starting salary was £11,000, and I remember being absolutely ecstatic, running down the stair and telling my mum, and it's just crazy now when you think back, because like how expensive life is now compared to what it was back then, and I felt like I was rich, felt like I had all this money.
Just I was signed on.
So I worked there for 10 years. I did a good few jobs there. So first was the admin. Basically what happens when the mortgage advisors were submitting their clients' application forms, I was just keying all the applications, like processing their names and stuff like that, and then uploading their documents, like all their pay slips, and just making sure that when their applications for the mortgages were being reviewed, that all the correct documents and everything were going to be there. So I did that for a couple of months, and then I get moved on to the phones, where it was such an interesting job. You would not last 5 minutes in a call centre environment, because the cheek that we used to get every day on those phones, you would be arguing back. You'd actually get done with harassment probably, because you would probably be at people's doors after work wanting to fight with them, because they were actually so bad and so cheeky to us, because obviously there was long time scales and people didn't want to wait, and people were just in a hurry and stuff to move into their new houses. We used to answer over 100 calls a day, and it was just absolutely wild. I met so many pals and had really, really good managers back then as well, who then sort of started noticing that I was probably doing pretty well. So then they started saying, oh, you would be good as a manager and stuff. So they started giving me more experience and exposure with dealing with situations to get me into a manager's role, so that when a manager's role came up, the opportunity, I would be ready for it. So I ended up working in Santander for 10 years. Did sort of every sort of mortgage role you could, like sales, being on the phone, agreeing, well, it's called underwriting, but it basically means just deciding if people's mortgages were to be agreed or no. which was really good. And then I left there to go and work in the company that I work in now. And that was managing an admin team. Again, people, just mortgage advisors selling the mortgages, and the staff that I was looking after were processing all the application forms and just chasing the updates and stuff. And for the last 2 years, I've been working in insurance. The team that I work in, the advisors sell like life and critical illness insurance, income protection, buildings and contents insurance, which is so important. People don't realise how important insurance is. And you can actually get cover for like £15-16. Now, I'm not selling anything, but at least if I was going to sell anything right now, it would be better than a can of fucking Monster. So what are you laughing at?
It's just funny.
What are you laughing at?
It's just a promo.
What? So I'm not trying to sell it, but
I mean,
it's actually madness sometimes. Like when my team, are like try to either get appointments or the advisors and stuff that are selling insurance, people don't take up the cover because they don't maybe want to spend like £20 or £30 a month, but actually it's like so important. So I've been doing that now for the past sort of like 2 years, and it's fab. I've got a good wee team. There's only 5 of them in the team, and we've got big massive targets. So I don't think
you can give your team a shout out there. I listened to it.
What their names? Yes. So Caitlin, Amy, Michael, Ross, and Lucy. Lucy's just joined in the past couple of months, but loads of the team listen to this podcast all the time. People are just coming in and quoting things for it. Somebody shouted me the other day and said to me, it's really strange to see that you've got banter, Georgia. I think a lot of the time in work I just sit with my AirPods in and like just get on with my work, and I'm like, so what?
Just dinging them all.
David thinks that I actually sit and work and shout at people, when that's just not the case at all. I might do that to you in the house, but I don't do that there. I save all my shouting for the house and no for my work. I'm actually quite down to earth in work, I would say.
I bet you put more all the time, man. Where's my reports?
So that's what I think I've covered everything. But yes, I think that's probably about it.
So there was also a big thing that you'd done part of your work. You were studying for a while and getting qualifications and stuff like that.
Yes, which I've not used at all. So I think that's really about it. But if you're interested in insurance or anything, you should look into it, because it is a fantastic thing to have, and it's really important because you just don't know really what's around the corner.
Definitely don't. So get your insurance now. So how do you feel the change from management, from just being part of a team to then managing your own team? How was that?
I felt like a natural progression, to be honest with you. I felt like because of all the experience and the exposure I'd had in the bank, by the time I'd moved to the team that I was managing, it just felt right. It felt like this is what I'd always wanted to do. And I think as well, when people, especially managers as well, that you're working with, when they notice stuff in you and they're pushing you, then I feel like that makes you a bit more determined.
Yeah, definitely. Because as well, obviously, I know that you're obviously, you get all the credentials to be a manager because you're very, very bossy. You're very firm. You know exactly what you want, and you know how to get the best out of people. Because obviously you've helped get the best out of me in the past. So I've never actually seen you with your team, but I know that you definitely run a tight ship and no shite tip. So I can just imagine you in there just bossing them all about and getting them all working away, selling insurance and all that. So
hopefully they'll agree with that.
So that's what Georgia does. If you've got any more questions off the back of that, or if you need life insurance, get in touch about that. If you've got any other questions about George's career, one of maybe my careers before wrestling, I had 6,000 of them, that means so that could probably take up about 20 episodes. Get them in. Any questions you've got, obviously get sent into either the YouTube or the social medias that we've got on Facebook. No, we've not got a Facebook actually yet, but I mean Instagram and TikTok. 10 years in TikTok and Instagram pages. And then Nelson, you have your notepad?
Yeah, I think we can talk about what we're up to this week.
What are we up to this week? Go, you tell them.
So we are going to Dublin on Saturday for wrestling. This is my first time ever in Dublin, guys, because I don't get took to Dublin.
Well, wait for
Why do I
what,
not
man?
get took to Dublin?
Because I'm wrestling?
No.
No, because I'm wrestling?
No.
Aye.
That's not the reason.
That is the reason.
The reason I don't get took to Dublin is because I don't drink. I'm too antisocial, and he wants to go there and get drunk with his wrestling pals. So this is the first time I'm getting took to Ireland.
You told me I'm getting fucking mad at this weekend.
So
Fuck's sake.
there's a difference between this time we're going. David's not actually wrestling. We're just going to watch because it's quite a big show that's on.
Take my boots and my trackers just in case.
No doubt he'll end up on the show. But yes,
goes.
so I'm going to Ireland for the first time. I'm quite looking forward to it. It's just for one night.
Right.
So we need to report back on that when we get back.
Got to Temple Bar. It's actually been the last 2 weeks I've not actually, so like this weekend and that weekend not had any wrestling. Obviously I've been in at the school and taking the summer camp and that, but it's good to have a wee break, especially with the big shows that we've got coming up, just to recharge. That's what an idiot hammer actually to be fair. I mean, had hundreds of wrestling all summer, no injuries, nothing, all fine. The first weekend that I've got no wrestling, I injure myself because I'm acting the CUNT.
I've got no sympathy for you because that was on Saturday, and then on Sunday, yesterday, we goes round to the school and everybody's all standing about talking about David's fell and hurt himself. He goes in the ring and does a forward flip right out the ring. I thought, you can't be that sore if you're going and doing that.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
Do it for the.
Not
do it for
shown
the ring.
off.
Do it for the van.
It's like everybody stared at me. Look how important I am. No, but thank yous, and we'll check back in with you next week.
Any questions, pop them in the YouTube, go and gaze all that good stuff, the liking, the subscribing, the Big 5-0 said, and don't get widen, look at that. But gaze all the good part, 5 stars on Spotify, all that stuff. Let your pal know, let your pal's pal know, and listen to the library as well as this episode. And thank you for watching.
Bye.